And this is a very, very, the most special Soul Speaks 5D we've ever done. This is the month of completion, as so many of us have received. 9-9 is very significant to all of us today as we leave the old paradigm and have done that inner work. And the star seeds, the light workers, fully engaging the removal of the veil this month as we move into an epic new beginning. Today we have not just the presence of all of you and your divine essences, we have the divine essences that have led us to this place and will continue to walk with us from this point forward. Also, our star family, galactic families, angelics. We're all here creating a beautiful vortex from New York to Sedona, and we will permeate every single point on the grid through the ethers, and the most important grid that exists on in this realm, and that is the grid of the human hybrid soul. As our etherical hands hold each other, and we form these incredible ley lines all across this globe, as we take this Mother Earth and the universe to a level, dimension, universes, expansion, elevation that it's never seen before. So I want to welcome all of you valiant, eternal souls to this broadcast, and I want to welcome the beautiful divine goddess, Shekina Rose. This is quite an honor for all of us to be sharing space in this very special time, and welcome to the show, Shekina.
Thank you. It's good to be here finally for us to connect. It's taken a little while. Yeah.
Yeah. There's been a lot go on since the last time, including that blood moon at the end of last month. I'm going to go ahead and we'll just stay with this frequency. I want to announce to everybody that over the last 48 hours, primarily with the guidance of the Mother Goddess, I've been instructed and directed to head to Sedona and to launch finally in the incredible vortex that Sedona is, with the help of our crystal family, which has been emerging, as Shekina has told us throughout this year. In Sedona, we are going to launch the 24-hour a day, 7-day a week, 365-day a year continuous universal cast, multiple channels, the voice for the entire world. Each and every one of us is equivalent. Each and every one of us has a voice, and we are going to launch it from Sedona. And so this will be the beginning of many gatherings as we're all coming together and being pulled together. And I want to thank Shekina and everyone and the Mother Goddess and our galactic families that are present today for helping me to stay strong, um, and Morgan Lee, uh, and so many different people to get us to this point. So we're going to launch it. It's going to happen over the next 10 or 12 days. It's going to happen from Sedona, and we're going to be doing a lot of broadcasting. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Shekina and however she would like to proceed.
As we were speaking, Todd, there's that presence that came in, and that beautiful feminine presence, that there's been some sacred divine presences coming in. But just today, and right over, she's like right over to my left is Mother Mary. So Mother Mary and the Rosary is coming forth for these connections right now, for every single person listening, all people that will be connecting through this broadcast. And Mother Mary is, I don't know, Mother Mary actually came to me here in Sedona at the Cathedral Rock Vortex, and she brought the Rosary. And so I don't know her really any other way except for an ascended being who came and is helping us to, with our higher heart. This is when she appeared at Sedona, in Sedona, when I first got here. So her energy is very, and of our connection of the sacred divine feminine. However, Gaia has been speaking, that song that you recently sang through me, the crystals. The crystals are so being awakening, like you were saying, especially here in Sedona this year when the crystals came. Now, Todd, you'll see when you come here. I feel like I'm on a crystal city here in Sedona. There's crystals essence through the whole rocks, and you'll see crystals, out on the trail. If you go on the land, you'll see like the actual crystals. They're like they're in the rocks. Okay, they're in the rocks. They're in the red rocks.
Yeah.
And but this year, however, the crystals started to like manifest, like just like tons of them. And when they did, they awakened this energy. Like I would be on the mountain and I would stop. This was like in the beginning of the year when it was, we could have some weather, and I would just stop and I would feel this energy like rushing through my being. And I wasn't even for sure what was happening, but there was like little tears that would come down my face because I was feeling this extraordinary like energy on the mountain. And at that moment, it was a cloudy day. I remember it, little snow flurries, and there was a little hole, and the sun peeked out like in a ray, just like a little ray, just once. And I looked down, and there was all this sparkling, and there was a crystal at my feet. And then the clouds, came back, and there was no more light. And what I felt was, it was like this life force going through my whole entire body, like the cells, it was like increasing the light force of joy, of like home frequency. And it's been really, really extraordinary. And of course, I've been making the Pleiadian stargates for some years. So now I've been able to actually use these crystals and devices. And in the star resonator, these crystals, Todd, started communicating with me like in a portal. And they're more like the crystals here are physical manifestation on this planet with me through a like the living light. When you talk about the language of light, what I'm experiencing now, Todd, is like the living light. And it's extraordinary. And it's like it starts out like with white light. It's like moving and it's living like a crystal, and then it becomes it's like then it becomes the light. And this what these crystals are. And this comes from, actually, believe it or not, I was told Atlantis, the golden age of Atlantis. We were all there, and we've come back.
Okay.
Yeah. That's some. I
think she froze, or can y'all still hear her? Please let me know. We're dealing with a lot of frequencies and energies.
Yeah. Yes.
Let's see. You can hear her? You can hear Shekina? Okay. Then I'm going to go out and come back in so I can hear her.
Okay.
Okay, good. Keep talking, Shekina.
Todd, I want to share about what's happening, because this is, and you shared something with me as well. In the last weeks, what's been happening is that instead of me, the language of light is real. It is awakening to a greater level on this planet. What I see it as, it's the living light. It's extraordinary. It's powerful. It's a part of who we are. Now what I'm experiencing, instead of me seeing the light and the portals communicating, I'm looking at the portal, and the portal is communicating, the living light is communicating to me. what's been happening now is that it's happening within my own body. Here at my third eye, I'm seeing the living light. I'm seeing that like I've never experienced that before. I'm experiencing it within my body. It's like the white light, the living light that is connected. These are the crystals within our body. When we talk about that, we're experiencing that now, and it's really happening. And there's a very special place. I know that the heart is extremely powerful, and we all have to come through the heart, because the higher heart, there's an awakening of the higher heart. You have your heart chakra, but there are other areas and energy centers that are awakening, and that one is very high. It's the higher heart. And that crystalline energy of who we are is awakening through our higher heart. And it's also awakening through our third eye. And our third eye is so much more than just the third eye. It is connected to some very powerful energy centers in our telepathy. And there is a unity connection, actually, that's at our third eye. Very significant. And it's, I think, not as understood and talked about as like the heart connections, and it can be very dampened, but this is happening, and this has been very recent, like in the last weeks, and I'm even getting validation. Now, this is the first time that I've shared this, and I haven't shared it any other way, but I'm getting phone calls from people, and they're telling me this. And they're saying that things like, we're all working with each other, like we were talking about. We're working with each other and the other planes and the other realms and the other dimensions. We are. And we don't, like you said, that's the Mother Mary's message. We don't have to be on stage, Hollywood, to reach the people. We are reaching the people and making the connections, and it is absolutely making a difference. And we're this divine network of who we are is being reawakened and reunited, and that is stronger than anything that will come at us. And what I was sharing is that I'm getting phone calls from people who are telling me that they're receiving crystals out of the blue. And out of the blue, somehow I'll get their phone call that I'm giving them a crystal, and that this crystal becomes the light. And then the light becomes them. I'm getting chills all over my body. Wow. And this is exactly what is happening. And we have this year, the planetary crystal city of light actually came to me as a planet. And when the crystals were just manifesting as in real form. And one of those times, this crystal city size of a planet. Now, Todd, people come here to Sedona and see this city, and it's a planet. And some people have never even heard about it. Now, there's books written about it. There's the Sedona Universal City of Light. Jeannie Townsend, she's written a major book about it, and she has a major connections, and she has a major center here in Sedona. She's written about this, and she's been working on this for 30 years or more. But people will come here that have never even heard about the City of Light. And I've taken them out on the land. I had some, I think they were Chinese women, and they came here, and I took them to Cathedral, and I did the thing, what I do, and the connections, and the Mother Mary and the Rosary and all the blessings that we do, and it's amazing. And one of the women, she tells me, she says, I see this crystal city of light. I'm seeing this crystal city of light. What is this? What is this? And I said, well, you saw the city. People will come here and they will see this city. Some will never even heard about it. Now, I just saw the city this year. I've been here for 6-7 years, and I just saw the city. And wow, when I saw it, it was massive. It was so intense. I could barely handle the energy. I mean, I could barely maintain the energy emitting from this, because this is a planet. Now, to me, it seems like this is a planet the size of Saturn. Now, how am I supposed to know? But it just seemed like it was the size of Saturn, and it was like a crystal. It was a crystal city. And what I gathered, or what I sense, because I'm told, my sensory, sometimes I receive things, very much empath, telepath, a clear audience through downloads. But what I was getting is that the crystals here are part of that city. That there is an energy source that is within the crystals of Sedona. And I had a massive experience through all this with the crystals, where I actually went back to Atlantis. And I wasn't really connected to Atlantis before that. And I saw Atlantis, and I saw what happened. And I saw many of us went into this plasm ship, and we landed on a different planet. I know this sounds like wild, but I had this major experience anyway. We're here. Todd, you're here. The beings that are here. We're here. We're time travelers. We really are. This time thing is shifting. Okay, it really is shifting, and it can be sometimes a little disconcerting at times. I've been going through this for years, this time thing, and sometimes you'll shift in it, and then you'll shift out of it. It's like something that you start going through. It's like cycles that you'll go through, and the cycles that you go through with the time space. And this is important, that we can get beyond, I was going to say beyond death, beyond the trap, because time is a created, it is a created reality.
Yeah.
And we can be in this reality, but it's also important that we can be time travelers, or be cognizant, or be open to that, because we are. It's just, we are travelers.
Yeah.
We've come from the future, and we've come from the past. And that gives us a greater divinity and a greater power. And it also helps us with this aging thing. So we came back from Atlantis and Lemuria in this time zone to shift things, because we left that there. We are the ones, we empowered these crystals so that we would awaken and remember now for this time, so that we would be prompted to do the things that we're supposed to do. And that unity connection, Todd, it's extremely important, and it's time. And that's really a part of the sacred divine feminine. The male energy has been doing really well here. I want to thank the male energy for doing things as creating these platforms and getting the information out, with disclosure and different things like that. They're giving us the information. The sacred divine feminine brings us, we're the mother, we're the energies, and we know how to bring us together and reestablish that unity grid, because Gaia is already, she is already here in that. And so we need to tap into her, and also tap into our crystalline grid. When I hear, a lot about in the ascension about the crystals and the crystalline structure, and I've heard about it for years, and I sat with it. I there's a part, the levels and the layers knew that it was, that was real and that was coming online, but I hadn't experienced it within my own being, and within the reality and the realness of the earth, because this is also Gaia. Gaia is speaking to us through the earth. Oh, she's speaking so loud and clear. It's unbelievable how she's speaking so loud and clear lately. And she's speaking to all of you. Every single one of you. She's prompting you in different ways to do different things. But these crystals are, all you have to realize, are from the light and the love of Gaia as well. But it's us. We're the ones that will do what needs to be done. We're the ones that will determine what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And what's going to be determined, what's going to happen, is what you shared earlier when we were speaking. And this is so important. Is that we be who we are. That we be the clearest vehicle and channel, so that we can be the messenger, so we can be that's what, that radiance, because we're needed. Our radiance and who we are needed exactly where you are, and where you're called to be, and what your sharing is. At some point, I'd love to share what Mother Mary has shared with us, but I would let you share.
No, this is
I know I've said a lot.
this is a platform for you, and I just want to let me just interject here for those of you who don't know Shekina. There's a little bit of background on her, and thank you 215, 220 people for being here. Uh, she's a Blu-ray starborn priestess of light, angelic messenger, vocalist for the language of light, peace emissary, channel of the Blu-ray, ET contactee, and NDE experiencer. She's a creator of the ancient sacred technologies, Pleiadian Stargate pendants, and Star Resonator. From her regular physical and telepathic visits by the Pleiadians, Inner Earth, the Pleiadians' peace ship, and other ascended masters, beings, and races. Downloaded in 2008 with the information that she was from the Blu ray. Shekina received sacred knowledge on the Blu ray and has been sharing the Blu ray transmissions on Ascension, the ancient sacred technologies, to empower the ultra sensitive empath starseeds on the earth. Shekina had never sang in her life until after her near death experience, where she heard the song of creation. Science has analyzed the voice of Shekina Rose and verified that her vocals contain the whole lost scale of the ancient solfeggio scale of 528 hertz. Love, transformation and miracles, DNA repair. They also include the breakthrough mathematical equations of creation by scientist Mark Roden and other frequencies not yet discovered. Shekina lives in Sedona and since has been anointed by Mother Mary, where she works in the Rose Ray Ministries and the Vortex Stargate Light Portals Crystal City of Lights, and gives soul readings, Blu-ray healing, reconnections, and star galactic origins, soul star alignments. You can find her on YouTube, Facebook, and a few other places. We got 222 people as I finish that, so I think I'll hand that back over to you. Whatever you want to do from here. we do have a couple of videos, or we can do some stuff live, whatever you want to do. Um, I just think we just keep going. The information that you're coming through with is incredible, and if Mother Mary has a message for us, I'm sure everybody would
Okay.
like to hear it.
Yes. Um, Again, when I was preparing, and even when we were preparing last night to make sure that the video works, because I couldn't get on video. It's been many months. The internet completely went down for a week in Sedona, and then it was spotty for, and I had to go different places to get on the internet. It was spotty for months, months. So I mean, all the eclipses had to happen, like 3 of them, for me to connect with you. But last night when we were connecting, here she is. Her presence, her beautiful presence of Mother Mary and the Rosary came in. So I'm saying this, and then when I attuned again for right before this, I was connecting in with the light, and I was connecting in with the souls, and being is the clearest channel, and connecting us through this, and activating us through our telepathic and through our white light connections. And there was this beautiful presence of Mother Mary, and so she is reaching out to you. And this is this is her message, and it's it's interesting. So, Mother Mary, you are the world. Reaching and sharing to another is sharing to the world. You need not broadcast to everyone. This is Hollywood, movie star influence. And though they may seem to have a larger, farther audience, they may not reach the world. That makes a profound, everlasting imprint shift as you share your light, your heart to another, to a few, a group, through a book, through a writing, through a song, an art piece. By your presence, you are the world, and you have reached and touched and made a lasting effect in the divine holy matrix. You are the world. You are the people. And you have created the shift of ages. And your voice matters. The divine holy matrix and all the planets and the universe is listening for your light, for your next move, your directive. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mother Mary. Thank you, all of our divine essences supporting us and our multidimensional aspects, past, future, parallel. It's it's completion. One game's over and one game's on. And it's exciting. It really is exciting. Uh, it's been exciting for the last couple of months, 2 3 months, since I met you and some other people, and a lot of people pull together to see the light language being broadcast more here and other places. The artistic expressions through graphics and otherwise of the language, ancient languages, ancient songs, and I know we're going to see more and more of that day by day. Um, it's a very humbling vibration of universal love that's taken hold.
I want to say that her message is interesting because, first of all, I'm going to say, and this is to all of you, and especially to the blue rays, just because I'm a blue ray and a channel for the blue ray, and I'm connected to other rays, of course. But blue rays, you're on. It's time, and you need to be the expression of who you are. This is for all beings too. Blue rays are ultra sensitive empaths, and there's a reason that they are that, because there's so much divinity and so much power in that, and there can be less manipulation through being an empath. And the empath sensitives are here to realign the grids of Gaia, because they have a sensitive frequency vibration. Their cellular structure and how they resonate in the world is like, has a greater influence with their environment, and they are supposed to, because we had these connections and we had this divinity before with our environment. Being cut off from Gaia, how could we be cut off from Gaia? I mean, we are, in a sense, because we have this illusion that we're not connected to her, but we partake of her. We we eat of her life force. We live in the structures from her. We partake of the cosmic light energy of the sun and of the stars through what we take in, and how we connect on the land. So that empathic resonance that assists us to be reconnected with her. And through that, it's amazing. It's like in Avatar, in all the science fiction movies, most all of them, this is what I've come to know, most all of them are true. That's real. That exists. And the reason why they're pulling it in to the movie is because it's out in that dimension, and also because that's a timeline. It's a real timeline that we could go into, and they're showing us that. That's another thing, and they're actually trying to make it okay for us. Yeah. And that's not always what we need to do. Making it okay. We'll talk about that later. So the being empathic is such a gift here, because it can reunite and it can transform things. We're like transformers. Yeah. And that's why we feel the consciousness. So many of the beings, the blue rays and the sensitives, and they tell me that. They say, I feel Gaia. I feel the consciousness. I'm sure you do too. I feel this person. I feel this group. I feel the energy. I feel what they're really feeling. You're meant to do this. You're meant to experience this because you also need to know that you can transform the energies, and you can step back as well and know who you are, and then also know the other energies. I mean, that's already been proven by science. It's already been proven by science that this science thing now, and they think it's such a big deal that the observer can shift real cells just by observing. They think it's amazing. I don't know. They think it's amazing that can be. Scientifically, that's proven, right? I'm saying that too because I'm going to tell you, beautiful empaths and blue rays and all the starseeds, you have that times 10 or more. But you have to understand your power and understand your divinity. There's those connections are incredible. You just have to learn who you are and what that is and what the message is and what you can do and how you can shift things just by vibrating the true essence of who you are. And your mission is on. Okay. Now, sometimes the mission is different, just like what Mother Mary was saying. All of us missions are not to be on the Hollywood stage broadcasting to the whole entire world. That's not our mission. And that may not even affect the world by the way, but what we're doing by us affecting this part of the land, this part of the grid, this person that, because when we're together, we were talking about that. We can't do it alone anymore. We can't do it alone anymore. We're not supposed to do it alone anymore. And that's why we also have this thing. It's like we want to find our star family. We want to find our star family because you're supposed to. You're not supposed to do it alone because you and I do not have all the answers. I do not. I can't do it by myself. I have a piece, and that piece of my essence of what I'm here to do doesn't get awakened until I connect with you, Todd, or I connect with the other people that come into my life. Even sometimes for that brief moment when they gave me that message, that phone call, that woman who was brave to call me and to share and to tell me that ignited things within me that also helped to validate things within me. We are stronger together, and we are supposed to be stronger together. And we don't necessarily, but it is helpful to always be in the same vicinity, okay? The gatherings are going to be important. We do have the internet. Bless the internet right now. Thank you, internet.
Absolutely.
Because it helps us. We can do things wherever that we are, and whoever that we are. You're on mission and you're on purpose by being who you are and following those impulses and that intuition and that guidance to be where you're at. I think sometimes we're misguided, or we have these ideas about what the mission is and what your purpose is. Now, the blue rays have and the starseeds, we have a very strong energy within us from our soul to do our mission. It is so strong in us. You understand that. We have to do our mission because we don't feel like we're really living on this planet. We feel like we're half alive if we just do the world stuff, which is fine because that helps us to express. Our mission helps us to express more of our soul and what is real. It help us to make us feel more alive. But our mission, our mission and our purpose, I mean, I have things that I do. I have the stargates that I do, and I sing in a language. And that's part of my mission and my expression here. But some of that is just for me to be in the right place at the right time. My mission is being unfolded in my purpose every single day. My main mission, my main purpose is to be clear, is to be the greatest embodiment that I'm able to do, and to be as present as I possibly can. That's really my mission, because otherwise I won't see things and I won't experience things, and I wouldn't see those crystals, and I wouldn't experience that within my being, and I wouldn't get the downloads. I had to be present or with that other person, and that's my mission, and that's my purpose. at the time. And that's all of our mission and our purpose at the time. Like, we're guided at each time of what the mission and the purpose is. You just got guided and you listened to your intuition. What's real? Like, what's real? Like, we're here to be what's really real, not what we've been told has been real or what's been fabricated for us. Because what we're doing, Todd, this is what I feel. Okay, there's a world out there that's been created, and we've participated in it. We're participating in it, and we're all part of the creation. We are creating a true, like what they call the new earth. We're creating that new earth, but we're creating the system energetics. We're creating the system energetics, the foundation. And that's really, really important. And how we create the system energetics of that is through our own being, listening, allowing that divine original blueprint to vibrate the greater essence of who we are and to be awakened. And as we do, then as you come in to another person's presence or in a broadcast, you're broadcasting that frequency to the other person. And then you're creating those connections. You're creating that, like I've said before, like the internet. Mm-hmm. We are that, and that's what those crystals are awakening, so that we can have a crystal network, a divine crystal network that is natural and is part of the other realms and dimensions. Because, Todd, we're interdimensional beings. Yep. We're interdimensional beings, and when the beings, the Shimbalas, or when they have come to me, or the living light and the crystals, they come from the inner dimensions. They come from the inner dimensions. And when you are more in resonancy of your vibration, then it's like that's the ascended being. Okay, so like Yeshua, some of these beings that we think are really amazing and beyond us, they are, and how they did these things is because they're vibrating and resonating at the greater resonancy of our divine original blueprint. And we literally have all those capabilities. And the other thing is we have a greater ability. This is what's really important, a greater ability to affect things around us. And we do affect things around us, like things like we can open up a divine portal just pretty easily because of the resonancy that we're resonating at. And that's also why I want to say that is that a lot of beings out there who are blue rays or starseeds are having a lot of experiences with lights, with orbs, with ships, with seeing things, with angels, with all kinds of things, or with nature, like with the dragonfly with nature coming to you and doing these amazing things, this unity grid. And the reason, this is what I'm feeling, is it's because of your energy field. Okay. And the reason why you're hearing things, because a lot of the blue rays are really clairaudient, real clear sentinence, it's because of your energy field, because you are having a different kind of frequency relationship with the environment, and the environment is having a little bit different relationship with you than maybe this other person of their frequency that is not open at all. You're doing things to the environment. You're opening up fields. And you need to be aware of that, because that is a divinity. That's a beautiful power. And what that could be used for is, well, healing, love, things that need to happen upon this planet. We need to feel, first of all, we need to be clear. We need to feel this love. We need to know that we're loved. We need to know and experience that we're not alone and that we truly are connected. That is vitally important. And from there, then we need to create. This world has been created opposite, that we're not connected to anything and to anybody. So I'm alone and I'm going to build the stuff and I'm going to build the enterprise because I'm not connected to anybody. And this is what we need, because this is who we are, and this will shift everything. Our reuniting, and that it's like when the beings came, when the Shimbalas came, and they gave me a lot of information that when you come out here, we'll do, and we'll work on the crystalline structure here, and we'll bring these beings. And when they came to me, and they physically came, their presence, and goddess, they were so beautiful. They were just beautiful. And what was so beautiful about them is the radiance. They were radiating, like when you see the Ascended Masters, that they always have that halo depicted, because there's that radiance, and the radiance was pure love. They didn't have any of that stuff, and they were completely accepting of me. And in that, we could have this beautiful exchange. There was no stuff. We just kind of empathically merged with each other. We experienced each other. That was more profound and more extraordinary than anything. And they were showing me. And the reason why I think they weren't telepathic. They were telepathic empathing. And a lot of times when I telepath and empath, I actually hear words, literally words. I can hear a transmission. They didn't give me words. Anytime I work with them, they don't give me words. We experience each other in like this different resonance. We have a merging, a connection. And I got to experience them. And I knew that, because they were saying, they were showing me, this is the divine original blueprint. This is who you are. It's who you are. We have many aspects of our divine original blueprint. And it's amazing. It's amazing. And they live for a very, very, very long time. A very long time. Because they're also able to absorb the essence and the energy of more of who we are, because we need more. Okay, we need the cosmos, we need the stars, we need the sun, we need the light that comes from all of that. And so this manipulation of the food and all that, that's not good. that's because it shuts down and manipulates all of this, and it certainly manipulates the pineal and the pituitary gland. And there is so much more in these centers. It's our unity center. It's part of our unity center, and this gets shut down a lot, and it's on this planet. And that's why I eat 100%, and I have for a very, very long time, organic. Gaia told me a long time ago, 20 years ago, she says to me, genetically modified food is genetically modified humans. So I do my best. I probably won't eat anything that's not organic because I really want to keep my free. I love how I am when I, and that's why I'm running on this way, and that's why I commune so much with Gaia, and this land, and love, because of what it does to me, and how I'm able to be so connected, to the realms. And when you're in that state, you're also going to have more. And now some people don't want the beings to just show up to them. That would be scary. I guess I got a little used to it after the first time. But we also can experience it through the inner dimensions. And this is what I'm going to say, is that we need our lineage. We deserve to have our lineage, and we deserve to have our family connections. And they are a part of our lineage and our family. We are them. Most all of us here that have this awareness. Who you are is them. I'm them. I am the Shambhalas.
That's right.
They show me that. We are them, but we're the ones. We're the representatives from our groups to come down here. But we need to work together. We do. Because we can't do this, but we need to come together, and then we need our lineages. When I came in to this broadcast, and I've been spending time just bringing in the light and doing all the connections. And then what I saw, where I was telling you, is the concert of souls, the concert of all of these beings collectively together, of our lineage, of our personal lineage. When the beings on the planet, and it's like, where am I from, and who's my star family? They were all right there. They're in a frequency realm, and they have a resonancy frequency, a band wave that's amazing. And they came in on this broadcast, and they said, it was so beautiful. They did speak to me in words, and they said, I saw them, and they said, it was a whole band, and they said, we are here. We are here. So we're supposed to have our allies. We're supposed to be connected with the animal and the nature kingdoms, and the trees. Trees are extremely important, Todd. The trees are in a network, and they're all communicating.
Yeah, the trees were the first thing I was ever introduced to 7 years ago. And in this month, and thank you so much for everything that you're saying and explaining. This month, what's really been coming to me, because I'm more of a pull everybody together, but I do put some stuff out there, and always have. And it was it's a point of ending and this epic beginning, this completion, where we have all the information now. We don't need any more. We can run with it now. Just like you gave the example of what happened to me last night. I listened because I knew that all the times I doubted, Sometimes I did what I was told, sometimes I didn't. We've all been there. It's time to act. We've got nothing to lose, we've got everything to gain. And the separation uh, is separation. And it has to end. It cannot exist if we're to go forward. So each one of us, with this divinity comes a responsibility. There's no difference between the dogma that we came out of in the 3D paradigm and some of the separation that we are experience, where we receive these transmissions, channelings, and downloads, and memories and such. This is for us. Like you said, this is our lineage. This is the universal speaking to each one of us. This is our own personal truth. It's not about laying it on anyone else. It's one thing to say, you need to do this the way I was told. It's another thing to say, this is what I got and this is what I share with you. And we honor each other because we came out of this paradigm of everything separating us, everything to the nth degree. And we can respect and honor and love and revere each other and honor each other's transmissions, channelings, and downloads, and walk hand in hand. You know, the only thing that we have in common is pure love, because that's all we are. That's the only energy in the universe.
I
Thank you
love
for letting me
I
letting me share.
yeah, I love it. I love it. Love it. I do want to say, because that's we talked about bringing the groups together, because I really see the different groups and what you're saying, the different channeling, because we all have a piece. I have a piece, and this person, and you have a piece, and this person has a piece, but together we have we have the whole, connection, and each one of us is supposed to get that particular piece and bring it together. This we are. I know that we are, because I've experienced this love, and I've been feeling that too. Like I'll have like waves. I was telling you that, where just for no apparent reason, and it kind of seems like it's coming out of my higher heart. Just this love, like not just, it's like a greater love. It's not dependent upon anything. I feel this like love in my heart. It's kind of like overwhelms my being, and it's wonderful. And what I want to do when I feel this, and it can happen anytime, it's just like, I think it's like reawakening in me, and we awaken it in all of us, is that I just want to connect. I just want to share that. I want to be in the presence of another human being and just be with them, so we're being kind of called to kind of come together, because what do we do with this? And whether we share that love or that reconnection with, a group, or, many people or community, or just one person at that time, because remember that one person at that time is just as important, because that one person, that's the world. We are the world. One person to another is the world, because, we're all connected. And the other thing I just wish to share about that is, because of being an ultra sensitive empath Blu-ray, because it's like, it can be like, well, how do we do all that? How do we do all that? How do we be this oneness and that love, and this expanding love that is happening to us in this place where we know that we're supposed to go? Because a lot of us too have come through a lot of stuff. We've had to deal with a lot of stuff. Some beings have had to deal with a lot of darkness. A lot of intense genetic stuff. We had to purify. We had to go through that stuff. And sometimes still we have those things come at us. Sometimes there's energies that are not, and beings that don't want that. Okay. They're too on this other energies. And so we have to also be mindful. And it's not always easy, especially for Blu-rays, but we really have to have our boundaries. And we have to, so that we can be this expression. We can't allow this darkness, to pull us down. And we have to have our boundaries, and we have to speak up, and we have to do what is right for our energy and our being. Because as an angelic Blu-ray, in my past too, I've always it's just like natural in me is to always want to make it better, to always want to heal the situation. Now, my energy field will even do that. We'll try to heal the situation. My energy field is always trying to find the harmonic resonancy and the solution. And so I have been, through my family and my genetics, been through some, very much intensity, but that was my purpose at the time. And then I've moved forward from that. So I say that because, and I've experienced this too. And I experienced this too. And sometimes in Sedona, Sedona is the city of light, and Sedona is the kingdoms. And everybody comes to Sedona. Okay. Everybody. Remember, and we got all kinds of portals and interdimensions plays. This is like the central. This is headquarters central is Sedona. So we got the pilgrimages, the people constantly. It's wonderful to see. I love seeing the people with the backpacks, and they've been on the road and they've been walking, and they've been drawn to the crystal city. I love seeing them. I'm like, I know you've been drawn, but we get everything here. Remember, and we have everything here. Okay, Todd, we have the government. Okay, and I won't go into it. We have everything here. So we have to be mindful of the light and the compassion for ourselves so that we can be that radiance. I feel that is important to share. And I've had that, I have to work through these things as well. I have to work through these things because I don't want to be battling. I don't want to be battling energies, negative energies, but that's not my purpose. There are beings here that are warriors that are supposed to be doing that, but that's not my purpose. My purpose is to be this this clear channel. So we have to be mindful of our energy field so that we can be more of that love and that connection, and that by being that helps those other energies because we raise the frequency.
Yeah, there is no fight. Whether it's with someone who, took had a problem with something you posted or said, or didn't agree. There is no fight. Doesn't matter if it's a light worker circle or any other circle. There's no fight. If it's a fight, it's not the frequency that we're in and expanding. There is no fight.
Yeah. Us sensitive beings, we're us empathic, sensitive beings. We have it seems like a different way of living, a different way of living our lives, and that it's important that we honor our systems and our sensitivity. Like I have to honor my systems and my sensitivities, and so that I can be the being that makes me feel right in my heart. And I know it's not always easy. However, Todd, this is what we're doing. We're making it easier. We're bringing the home frequency here. The crystals that have manifested, what they're radiating is home frequency.
Yeah.
Home frequency and connection within our own being, within who we are. Home frequency. We're enlightening that home frequency here on the planet. So we don't feel like, because so many beings, they always say, a lot of times they're like, I want to go home, I want to go home, I want to leave, I want to leave. And I understand. And I've said it, of course, earlier in my early years too, because I need the frequency. I need the frequency to be who I am. And so what we're doing is we're bringing and awakening that frequency here. And guess where it is? Oh my goddess, it's not out there really. It's out there too, but it's within us.
Yeah.
Of course we did that. Of course we put the home frequency in us. It's it's a part of us. And of course it's in the earth. It's in the earth. It's in this it's in the resonance. Now something has happened, yes. And I've talked about it. I don't want to go too much into it. Something has happened of why we don't feel that, Todd. There's a reason. There's some manipulation stuff going on. But it's there. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to awaken that home frequency so that we'll have a stronger resonancy within the whole entire planet. And then when the beings come here, they're not disconnected and they don't say, I want to go home. No, they want to say, hey, I'm home. I'm on Earth. And I'm on Earth. I'm connected to my family and to who I am. And I'm connected to all the beings. And I'm connected to the nature and to Gaia. That's what we're here to do. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, we're not here to fight it. We're here to transform it. And we don't and the great thing about transformation is we transform ourselves, and like you said, it raises the frequency of those that might have been uh, part of the uh, the element, or at least the residue of what went wrong, or what was contributing to our memory loss, illusion, and all that stuff. You know, I mean, it's that you know what? It's not easy. It's getting easier, but it's so simple because all we have to do is take care of ourselves, and it takes care of everything else.
Yeah.
I know it sounds like a cliche, but it's not. Like you said, it's about being you. Be you. I mean, what more uh, gratitude can you show by being the full expression of the universe, being the clear channel of the universe, doing whatever makes you so happy, be it with someone or dancing or singing or writing or building something, or whatever it may be. Nothing can take that away from you. And like you said earlier, you don't have to be Beyonce on the world stage or some world leader. Like Mother Mary said, just because they are doesn't mean they're reaching everybody. You can do it from where you're sitting right now in your own solitude, in communion with the universe. You can actually permeate to every single point in the divine holy grid. And we're doing it. People are doing it more and more every day. And this
Yeah.
is the power. This is the power of that human soul. This is why we came here.
Yeah.
This is what it's about. It wasn't about all that stuff that we went through and overcame and cleaned up, and the DNA, you know, cleansed and returning. It's about taking all of that information, Akashic, if you want to call it Akashic, and then combining it with what we thought was a very dense experience, the human experiences, because there were more than one. And now we take that knowledge plus our action of intuitive faith and transformation into expanding this experience. This is why we came. This is completion this month, and this is
Yeah.
where the real game starts.
Um, I have the Sedona Crystal City of Lights. I feel that they're becoming stronger. These energies are becoming stronger, and I actually sang from the crystals. So I have a CD. I got a new CD that I created. It's a transmission from the crystals, and that CD, that creation, when you listen to it, helps to awaken your
Yeah.
cellular structure, and it helps to awaken the crystal city of lights on the whole entire planet. So wherever that you um, are playing that in your area and your part of the world, helps. Okay, I just got some information. Helps to awaken the crystal city of light, because there's many crystal city of lights all along this planet. and it helps to awaken those crystal structures. And it's also, I was spirits telling me it's going to help your crystals. It's going to like help to almost rebalance whatever crystals that you have in your house. If you want to take like crystals and just put them at a certain place when you play, if you play the music, it's going to help to reawaken and restructure your crystals as well, and the crystals within your own being of the crystal city.
This is the one you're talking about, right? Right here.
Yes, yes, yes.
Sedona
Yes.
Crystal City of Light, Light Language Crystal Keys, 528 Hertz, Planetary Awakening of the City of Lights. This, you just came out with this.
Yes, that just went up a couple days. I just got that up, but I recorded that this year, and because it's the crystals. When the crystals came, I knew they had a message. I knew that they had a song, a frequency, and I was able to record that, and it's all transmission. So whatever I sing, whatever comes forth, and it was recorded here in Sedona at Deborah Thunderbeat recorded it for me at her studio. Amazing performer, amazing person you need to meet here in Sedona. That just came through the crystals, one-time transmission. And it also has love and compassion. Love and compassion just came, and I was able to put it on the CD. And love and compassion came from Mother. This is the message from Mother, from Mother Gaia, and she basically just sang right out of my higher heart. I had no idea what she was going to say or sing, and she sang that love and compassion. And then I put it in a video, but it's also on the CD. So it's also a reconnection. It really helps to, I think, to connect with Gaia and the love.
I have that
that
one here.
we are.
I have that Love and Compassion, Gaia's Heart song.
Yeah,
You want to
love and compassion.
Let's put that one up. Let's put that one
Okay.
up. Hang on a second. Let me get this right. Yeah. So I'm going to go here. Put this on here.
And the video, if this is all the places, this beautiful place of Cathedral in Sedona. So these are all the beautiful places here of the vortex. You can go online and Love and Compassion Shekina Rose on YouTube. You can experience this. And it was with Kimberly Griffin as a Sedona alchemist, crystal bowl player, and she played the crystal bowls.